Hello guys and welcome to another episode of Strassmayr training videos. Now in this video will be dedicated to one of the most well recognized and one of the most widely used technologies of reparation of single damages and potholes. And this technology is the reparation of potholes with hot asphalt mixture. And before I go to our different machines which take care to provide the highest quality within this kind of technology, let me quickly go with you through the most important steps that we need to take in order to provide the quality repair. So the first step is the cutting off the damaged square with either a pneumatic hammer, hydraulic hammer, or a cutting disc or a saw. This has to provide us the removal of the top surface in order to provide the place for the upcoming hot asphalt mixture. And after this step, we of course need to clean the damaged place as good as it's possible. Because of the next step, which is the spraying of bitumen emulsion, we want to be sure that all of the residues that are left after the cutting of the damaged surface will be gone, because as you may remember from the first episode, the emulsion will always start to break as soon as it touches anything with a negative charge. So as soon as our emulsion, freshly sprayed emulsion, will touch any residues, any dust, any aggregates, stones within the repaired place, it will start the process of breaking. And if the place of the repair is not well cleaned enough, then of course we will either have to use much more emulsion or then face the risk of decreasing the strength of this glue layer between the lower layer and the upcoming hot asphalt mixture. So that's very important to clean the place of repair very well. Now the next step, filling of the damaged place, is of course very obvious. After that we need to compact it in order to provide the interlock between those aggregates which are in the hot asphalt mixture. Of course, all of this time we have to think about the protection of the repaired place. The safety of the traffic is the most important, and you have to know that these kind of repairs, they won't last 5 minutes. We would rather have to close the traffic in the spot that we are repairing for at least a few hours. So we should always be thinking in forward and about the safety. Now, one of the advantages of this technology is that the big damages may be repaired. This hot asphalt mixture is very well known, and you can find the hot asphalt mixture plants pretty much everywhere. And this is why this technology is so popular. But in Strassmayr, we of course want to excel and to be the best, to provide the highest quality technology of this type of reparation. We also we know that this technology has few disadvantages. If you watched the blow patching video, of course you will already know that, but I will mention very shortly. By hot asphalt mixture, we face one very big problem, is that if we do not, especially if we do not use a special thermal container machine, we face the risk of the hot asphalt mixture losing its temperature. And one thing is that if we stop the work, or we didn't plan the work well enough, and the hot asphalt mixture will lose its temperature, we can basically throw it out, because if we want to compact it within the pothole, this is what happens. This is what you see on the right side. The hot asphalt mixture compacted with a too low temperature will not allow you to obtain its flexibility which it has when it's 150, 140 Celsius degrees hot. So when we compact the hot asphalt mixture with the low temperature below 90 Celsius centigrade, for example, we already create strain within the fresh surface. So we already create the first crack, and this is most visible effect of such action. And you have to also know, of course, that most of the asphalt plants will not be available for you, 10 or 5 kilometers away from the repair place. Sometimes you will have to travel 1 hour, 2 hours. And imagine what happens to the hot asphalt mixture, which is delivered to the place of repair with a normal tipper truck. In the worst case, even without the cover on the top. Now that would get you to the temperature loss and make this hot asphalt mixture not workable. So this is why we insist at least on using the technology, at least using the thermal containers in order to transport the material into the job site, which makes us sure that we maintain the high and homogenic temperature of the mixture within the machines. So when we compact it, it remains flexible. We have the time for compact it and interlock the aggregates between the bitumen, and it all works nicely. Now another problem is that the cut-off squares, which are left after the hydraulic hammer or so, these already have a problem which is created by the process of cutting itself. Because when we cut with the hydraulic hammer or so, we already create the additional strain on these edges here of repair. So most often you will even find the repairs which were repaired with this technology, and you will not see the process of further damage after, let's say, 2 years, beginning from the middle of the repair or from the outside of repair. These edges will be most prone for the further damage. So a long time after the reparation is done, this is where we will face the first risk of damage happening. Now, like I said, in the blow patching technology, we always cover the additional surrounding place. We do not cut anything. This is what gives us the strength. And then it comes the other things, like in blow patching we only require 1 or 2 people to operate the full process. We do not have to stop the traffic because the hot asphalt technology of course requires few hours of blocking of the road. Within the pothole patching, the repair is ready to be open for the traffic after 5 minutes, after 3 minutes, immediately after the repair is done. So it's just pretty much more economical. With one team of 4 to 5 people, which will be working by the standard technology of hot asphalt mixture, you will, of course, provide 4 to 5 people will provide 50 to 80 square meters per day. And with the blow patching technology, when you can have just one operator, you may provide even 150 square meters per day. So imagine what saving of the costs is done. Of course, here with the hot asphalt mixture, if you want to do it according to technology, you have to have the thermal container, you want to have a nice pneumatic hammer or a saw, then a compaction plate, 4 people to operate it. So just for me, that just doesn't count. But we know that some people are just used to this technology, and because of the hot asphalt mixture, which is so easy to buy, we still want to build our machines in the best possible way. So let's now go to the catalog that I have prepared for you with our different thermal containers. Now on the screen now you will find out that our thermal containers are driven either by PTO or independently. So the machines which are driven by PTO are called the Strassmayr ACEH, and in the same way they are called the ACE. These are driven by its own engine, its own Kubota engine. And both of these types of machines, so either if are driven by PTO or Kubota engine, they come in 3 different sizes. 6,000 kilograms capacity, 9,000 kilograms capacity, and 12,000 kilograms capacity. And all of these have a system of emulsion which allows us to spray the tack coat. And one burner. Only the AC 12,000 now was updated, and it has a system of 2 burners because of the amount and the heat distribution. We have decided to do so. But other than that, the rest of the machines, the most popular ones, have just 1 burner, and we call the system an ecosystem because we made a special heat distribution system which allows us to dissipate the heat in a homogenic way between the chamber of hot asphalt mixture and the emulsion tank, which is located here on the side. Now we will find out that we will have 250 liters of capacity of emulsion tank with the smaller machines and 350 liters by the AC 9000 and AC 12000. Now thanks to our approach with a small PLC that distributes the heat between those two, we make sure that there is almost no maintenance process and no thinking about keeping the correct temperature. We have sensors that are measuring the temperature within a few places of this machine, and our PLC system redistributes heat whenever it's necessary to the different chambers. But what is most important from our point of view is that the automatic mode, which is the most widely used, is keeping the priority on the hot asphalt mixture. Because like I said, if the hot asphalt mixture will cool down too much, then you will have to just throw it out. In the worst case scenario, you will even have to go out into the machine and throw out the material with a shovel, because it will become solid. So in the automatic mode, the priority is always, the priority on the heating is always on the hot asphalt mixture. If the hot asphalt mixture has its set up range of temperatures, then the heating may switch the heat distribution, the flow of the exhaust fumes to heat up the emulsion tank a little bit more. So simple as that. If you want to read a little bit more about the simple technical stuff, of course, you can pause this video and read our catalog. But what is most important, that is the same what we use in every kind of machine. The emulsion pump, which is located on the back of this unit, is also code heated, which prevents any blockage of material, an easy startup or every day. The heating is fully automatic, and the spraying glands is located in the back of the unit, allowing you to spray even up to 7 or 8 meters of distance with a special delivery hose, which may be installed on the hose retractor. It's an optional equipment. It's easily found in our price list. And of course, full construction of this unit is welded, triple painted steel that is then insulated with a minimal wool thickness of 80 millimeters. That allows us to keep the hot aggregate mixture even for up to 12 or 24 hours at the right temperature, even at the top of the container. Now, in order to show you some of the functions of this machine, I want to show you a little bit of a render. And within this render, I will explain to you also another additional equipment, which is the additional auger, which extends our range of everyday work. So in standard, we will have the chute, which will allow us to work within the range of one lane. If we want to extend it further, then we want to order the additional auger, which will then increase the working range significantly. Now, all of our machines are easily interchangeable and easily demountable from the frame of any chassis, from any truck. So these kind of legs, like you saw, can be easily set up, and we can put down the pressure in our truck leveling system, and we can use this truck for any other purpose. Simple as that. Now, one of the new things that we have added to the standard within our machinery is the radio remote control. Simple radio remote control that allows you once again to have one worker less. Simply thanks to having this little remote control by your side, you can operate many things at once. So you can start all different functions just by simple touch of a button of this remote control. And in this video you will see what I'm talking about. So we can spin the delivery auger left or right. Then we may also turn the emulsion pump on and off. We can control the additional equipment such as the lift for vibrating plate, which is then giving you the possibility to have everything what you need in one machine. And then of course we can open and close the door, and that we found to be pretty useful especially when we are filling up the hot asphalt mixture in some plants which are very low. If you are afraid to hit anything with the doors, you may just simply walk out and see from a distance how these doors are opening. So simple but yet useful stuff in the standard with each and every machine that we produce now. So a little bit of different photos just for you to make sure that you know how these machines look like, and to confirm that by the AC type of containers which are driven by PTO, the burner will be always gas, and this is because we need to have additional place for the gas bottles in the back. Now, in the same spot, if we are thinking about the thermal container running on diesel, then in this compartment we will find the Kubota engine. So we will use then the same fuel to power up the burner. And this is how the main control box looks like in the most of the machines. It is always delivered with the possibility to control it by manual. Of course, somebody may lose the radio remote control and so on and so on. So this is why you always have these both options in the standard. In the front you see our Siemens simple controller panel where you can set up all the temperatures, set even the blow off time for the burner, because if there's too much heat within this machine and we want to keep the burner safe, after the long time of heating we may set up the manual time for the burner to blow just straight air to cool down the system and make sure that we are safe, and just to extend the life of the burner. Now, going below we see the main switch of the main modes. So we have auto, we have the the asphalt mixture, and then the emulsion. What it does to us is that if we want to work in non-automatic mode and we have no emulsion, we can simply make sure that this heat distribution system will focus on just the hot asphalt mixture container. Now, on the second side, if we somehow want to use only the emulsion for spraying, we have no hot asphalt mixture, we may force the heating only on the on the bitumen emulsion compartment. Now, all of the other switches are dedicated to either safety issues like the horn or the warning lights, or opening the other doors, turning up the augers left or right. Very simple, very clever, and very clean, I would say. Now, I think from my side that was most of it. I want to show you maybe one of our newest baby, the AC 12,000, which was just redone recently, and we put the bigger electrical box and kind of upgraded it with the additional controls of the PLC, which now controls also the hydraulics, so it's a little bit smarter and allows you to do a little bit more, let's say, complicated things by staying safe. So this is how it looks like. Now you see the two main burners. One is dedicated for the chamber of emulsion, and one is dedicated for the aggregate, for the hot asphalt mixture chamber. Now on the other side you will see the engine box and the compartment of the compressor. So also additional equipment standard. In standard we would take the compressed air from the truck brake system, but in the AC 12,000 we of course offer this. So this is the compartment for the emulsion pump. This is the bin for cleaning fluid, for example diesel, and then own hydraulically driven compressor with its own bottle and own pressure control system. So once again, we don't have to think too much about the road, about the machine keeping its performance. We just have to, we can focus on the machine taking care. We can take care on the process of road maintenance. So I think that from my side that was all. Thank you guys for watching us, and if you have any questions, of course, feel free to find us and let us know. Thank you once again, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.